always happen when you're ready to, get something started. So,
Right. I know what you mean. I know every time I try to do a live video, it winds up acting stupid on me.
yeah. Okay, let me do the introduction real quick. Well, hello. Oh, sorry, I just got off work. I'm kind of like, your brain's like, all right, let's try this again. Well, hello. I want to thank everyone for joining the live stream today. I want to thank Sam so much for taking time out of her busy schedule to do this live stream. It worked out that we connected and thought today would be the best day to do it with things being so hectic nowadays. So she's in the eastern part of the country, the state, and I'm in the Midwest, so our times are different. So we'll try to do within like an hour of Q&A. Depends on if it's shorter, we can call it good as well. But feel free to shoot any questions out about worms that you might have for Sam. And I know a few things about worms, but she's got a lot of knowledge as well. So Sam, it's all yours. Thank you. And how is your day going?
Well, thank you, AJ, for having me. Today it's been going really good. It's just very, very hot and humid down here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being in that warehouse, even though we're out of the sun, you don't have a lot of, air circulating. So it's been pretty rough this week. But the worms are doing well. We just started, I don't know if you've seen any of my new videos where we started using they're construction bags, but we've made them into worm bins. And it's just amazing at how the reproduction and the growing of the worms has really done in these bags, because we can keep a lot more moisture on the worms than the way we had them in the windrows. Mm-hmm. Because all the water runs off the windrows down into the middle of your rows. And then all your worms want to go down there where all that moisture's at. So a lot of that was causing problems. So we tried these bags, and we had a whole bunch of this PVC pipe from where we tore everything out of the warehouse. So we just made them into frames on these bins, and it's working out really, really well. So we've got about, I think about 40 of these bags set up right now. Which is only 1.5 of these sections. So we're going to have a lot of bags when we get done, but it's been a process. It really has. It's we've been there a year this month, and the first 6 to 8 months, it was just tearing everything out, because it was a fish hatchery. Mm-hmm. And so trying to do that and still, rear worms and, keep shipping going and all that, man, it's been a lot to deal with. But, it's when you do something that you love doing, it's really not like you're working. Okay. And so you feel really good at the end of the day that, you've really accomplished something.
Okay. Hold on for 1 second, Sam. Sorry. Let me try to fix something real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta see something real quick. What's going on here? Something's with the comments. I don't know if it went to private, but I'm gonna check a setting real quick.
Mine's on private.
Okay. Let me double check. Come on. Yeah, sorry for any inconvenience. I don't know why it's on. Good. Still trying to get this to come up. Let's see. Yeah, I know you can hear me. I noticed that it's easier for you to set those up. It takes less time.
It does. It really does. We're still learning. I mean, this is something new for us. So it's a trial and error, just like it is with anybody that's trying this new. Uh-huh. This is a new way for us. So, we've got, I'm sure, some bugs to work out as we go along. One of the things is we're thinking ahead on is, how we're going to harvest them, Um, so our initial plans is that, it's going to be a pitchfork and wheelbarrow, just like it is with the windrows. As time goes on, though, and we can afford conveyors, then we hope to be able to where those handles, on those bags are, that we can just pull that frame out, hook the skid steer or forklift to the handles, pour it over into a hopper, and then feed that right on into the trommel. That's our hope to be able to do eventually. But we're still growing, and we've had to put a lot of money into the clean out and hiring people, and so we have to build everything back up, before we can spend too much more money. Now we've got some comments coming.
Yeah. It was on private. I don't know why it does that, but I'm glad I was able to figure it out. But thank you everyone that's here. Sorry about any inconveniences, but technology always has its flaws when it comes to doing something that you want to connect with others. So thank you everyone for being here, and shoot questions off to Samantha from Mimi's Worms. She'll answer them. So I'll start clicking away, and thank you everyone once again for being here. So let's see.
Thank you too. So we got a question here from Rantro. How often do you collect the cocoons from your Euro breeder bins? I collect mine every 21 days. I do this to keep all of my worms the same size, because with Euros, we're mainly selling those to the bait industry, people that want to go fishing or bait shops. So they want big worms. They don't want a mixed amount of worms. They want, something they can go fishing with. So if you order Euros from us to compost with, you're going to get bait size worms. We don't do mixed worms on those. Oh, they love your T-shirt, AJ.
Yeah. This was a prototype. My mother-in-law made this one, but my new one says yes, I have worms, and yeah, this is my first sample, and I like this one as well too. So thank you for the comment.
Yeah, we're in the process of trying to get us some shirts made up. It's just goodness great, trying to have time to do everything. I got so many hats on. It's like I almost forgot. When I left today, I was like, oh my God, I got to get there. We're having a live video. I almost forgot about it. I was like, golly, there's just
I know time slips by you and stuff, and like with my job, when I plan something out, things don't go the way you want it to. But I was fortunate that I got off early and things worked out, because I hate to scramble to get something done. I hate to reschedule, but life does happen. But I'm glad that everything worked out for the good today. So
yeah, me too. I get real nervous when I schedule things, because I'm a fly by the seat of my britches woman.
I understand that.
It's hard to put me on a schedule.
Do you still do live streams on Sunday? Oh, you've been so busy.
Okay. I want to get those started back up, but we had to stop during the spring because we just got way too busy. And we haven't let up enough yet. Just, I'm wanting to, but it's just having time. We, like I said, trying to get all these beds, set back up into these things. It's just been taking a lot of my time, but I really enjoy doing those. But you got to think of content too, and if people aren't asking questions, you start running out of things that you don't know what people want to know about, so and you don't want to just repeat the same thing every week. You want to have some new material and things. And my biggest thing is, being on the commercial level that I am now, I don't think about the people that are just, not that I don't think about them, but I don't think back to the way I was when I was first starting. It's like you forget that stuff, because now you know how to do it. So, if people ask questions though, then, you can answer their questions. And I love to help people. I don't hold anything back. I share everything that I know. I know some people, you know, don't share everything,
Yeah.
but I do. I share it all. I don't. I've said it time and time again. I'm not afraid of competition.
Hmm.
Um, I love helping people, and I know God's got me, and as long as I can make a living, that's all I want to do.
Yeah,
So
that's good. That's definitely the right way to go. And I'm the type of person, like when I do videos, I don't do controversial videos, but I just did one about the blue worms and people are freaking out about the mixed worms. If I mean, I have nothing against anyone that wants to get pure breeds of the red wigglers, if that's
right,
what you're into. So yeah, like I says, I'm not that guy where I'm like, no, don't get red wigglers only. No, you have the
right,
money, do
right.
whatever you like. Nothing
That's
wrong with
right.
investing more money.
I
So
just think there's a lot of misconception on the blue worms. I think they get a really bad rap.
yeah.
And I don't know why. I mean, I wasn't in the industry when I guess all that started, but being a commercial grower, knowing a lot of big commercial growers out there that are doing the vermicomposting, um, they love the blue worms. I mean, they
Hmm.
love them because they reap you. A blue worm will throw 19 cocoons a week, a week,
Wow, that's a lot.
and they're ferocious eaters. People talk about all these mass exoduses, and
Hmm.
all this stuff. I've never had that happen with them,
Hmm.
but I have had it happen with the Euros.
Oh wow.
But you don't hear that. You don't hear that bad rap on the
Yeah,
Euros. You only hear it on the blue worms. So I
exactly.
don't know where all that got started.
Hmm.
And they say that they can't handle the temperatures up north. But almost all worms up north have to have some type of heat in the winter,
Yeah,
regardless of what type they are.
that's right. Yeah,
So if you're going to grow red wigglers, or if you're going to grow Euros or blues or African night crawlers, you're going to have some heat.
that's right.
So
Yeah,
what's the difference?
that's right. No, I
You know,
definitely agree. Yeah, they got the bad rap, like you said. Organic enough to ask the question: do you make a living with worms? So your
I do.
business,
This is
you're
all I
making
do.
you're making
I
good
do.
money. So you have to invest in it to make your money. That's how businesses work. And then next thing you know, you'll have so much
So
money. Go ahead.
when you ask me if I make a living at it, I do make a living. My husband supports us.
Hmm.
All the money that I make goes back into my business, and paying employees, and just buying stuff that you got to have for your business.
Hmm.
Um, you're not going to get rich in this industry quickly, for sure. If you ever get rich at all, I don't know. I'm not there, so I don't know if I do know it is an extremely hard job if you don't really like doing worms and being hot, working long hours.
Yeah,
Then it's just do it as a hobby. If you enjoy doing it as a hobby, then do it as a hobby. But if you want to make a living at it, I work about 18 hours a day,
wow,
every day,
jeez,
365 days a year.
wow,
Um,
that's a lot.
I don't take any days off. I can't. I mean, I have a business to run, and there's only one of
Yeah,
me, and I handle all of my marketing. I handle my videos. We
wow.
handle, everything. I mean, I'm involved in everything in that business. So
That's crazy. Wow. If you haven't already, subscribe to Mimi's Worm Farms channel. I think you got like 700 subscribers as of now. I think you're in like
I do. I
700
think
range.
about 760. I think
Yeah,
it
so you're,
is.
you're getting there. You're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
That Baxter video really started pumping up the subscribers. I think everybody's interested in seeing how that's going to go. I'm interested in seeing how it's going to go.
Yeah, it's
Um,
something, definitely something new. So people are really interested in it, into something new. So good for
AJ,
you.
it's so inexpensive to build a 4x8 worm bed. Those bags are only $30.
Oh wow.
To Yes, they're $30. Um, the build the frame takes three 20-foot stalks of PVC.
Okay.
So if you buy all the connections and everything, which we have a list of all that, when it's all said and done, you probably have about $100 if you have to buy all of the PVC pipe and the fittings and all. But
Okay.
if you have scrap lumber and you want to
Mhm.
make your frame out of that, we had the PVC pipe from tearing out the old fish hatchery.
Okay.
So we just started having to buy some of the pipe, but it's I mean, to me, it's one of the most inexpensive bins that I've ever built from basically from something new that I actually had to go out and buy.
Yeah. Good for
Because
you.
you
Yeah.
think about all these bins that's
Mhm.
out there, they're small and you're paying 200, 300, on up for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is surface area is what we're really interested in,
Okay.
not the depth of something.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think a friend of mine turned me on to it. And I think where people make mistakes at is when they start a new bed, is they just put way too much material in it to begin with.
Okay.
You don't need more than an inch and a half to 2 inches when you start a new bed.
Okay.
And people will fill those things up,
Mhm.
4 or 5 feet,
Yeah.
or 7 or 8 inches, and you just don't need that because your worms are not going to be at the bottom normally. They're going to stay in that top, 2 to 3 inches. So,
That's right.
or 1 to 2 inches. So you just don't need to have all that extra bedding in there.
Yeah. It's because we always, because a lot of our stuff, starting out, you you go by what you heard from back in the day. But you're right though, the shallow, it's better because you see like you can control what they eat and see how much they're eating, and that's how you get your estimate on how much food to feed them and stuff. So yeah, that's
Well,
definitely
that and then, when you're collecting your castings as they eat, once they eat that layer and you're adding your other layers and then they're coming up and eating that, then you have nothing but your castings, below that. If you
hmm
start out with your bed, 7, 8, 9, 10 a foot, high,
hmm
well, half of it's not going to be processed by the worms,
hmm
so that's just material that, hasn't been processed by them. So it's not castings.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Hi V, garden ladies here.
hey V, how are you? Um, but yeah, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. And I'll tell you something else that
hmm
I've learned, and this is just by watching the worms. You know how we teach everybody to start a worm bin and you keep the moisture like a wrung out sponge, right?
hmm
Well, in these windrows and a lot of my videos, you'll see me going, this is just this just debunks everything that I've heard
Okay.
about water and worms. But we'll have standing water in between those windrows. But that's where all the worms are gathered up. Now, granted, they're not actually in the standing water, they're all around the edges. But when you pick up that handful of worms around the edges of that water, I mean, you're getting 5, 6, 7 drops of water out of your fist,
hmm Yeah.
And so you got to watch nature, and nature will teach you a lot. Now, I say that, but these are on the ground. They're not in a bin
Okay.
where, if you're putting them in a bin, then you have to be a little more careful because you don't want that water um, standing in the bottom, becoming stagnant with, no air. The water has to have aeration in it, has to have
hmm
air in it, or that's going to kill your worms.
Yeah.
When they're in windrows and the water's out there, there's aeration in that water.
Mm-hmm.
And like the worms can move away, they can move into it, they can do whatever they choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
In a bin, they're kind of at the mercy of whatever you put in there. So
Okay.
um it's definite, and that's what I like about the bags, because the bags that I'm using, the water will seep out. So it holds, a lot of moisture in there, but it allows that water to seep out so that they're not sitting in standing water in those bags.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't want to go putting that in a building that's got a wooden floor in it, because it's going to rot out your building,
That's right.
Um,
But I noticed what you're like, your fabric, it's not like wood, it won't rot, so that's definitely a plus for your setup that you have. That's definitely a good
it's going to be interesting to see how long these bags last, for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, we're investing a lot of money in them, and but I think for us, I think it's the way to go. It might not work for somebody else, and that's the thing. The beauty of this business is you can tweak it to make it work for you.
That's right.
And, if anybody followed me in the beginning, I mean, I was putting worms in anything I could find to throw a worm in. And I've tried so many different things, but most everything that you try works. It's just, you got to figure out, exactly how you're going to make it work.
That's right.
Whether this one might need more water than this one over here, or you may have more worms in this one than you do that one. So you have to feed a little bit more. I mean, you just got to tweak everything.
That's right. No, I definitely understand that. Yeah. And the thing with me, viewers, just because I say something, don't go by what I say either. Like I says, I like to use totes, and I don't put holes on the bottom of my totes anymore, because I know how to, I know how to maintain my bins,
Correct.
But if you're new, still use 2 totes and learn from there. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice when you used your 2 totes and you had the holes in the bottom, all your worms would be down in the bottom where all your water was at?
Yeah, it's like you're disappointed because you're like, I could have killed this worm. Yeah,
I was like, what are you guys doing down there? You're supposed to be up here. Why are
exactly? And some of the holes aren't even big, and they can squeeze through there. That's amazing how they can fit through there. Yeah. Let's see.
She's using
Oh, go ahead, baby.
I was reading that comment that they have a raised bed, and that they're using the 5-gallon bucket with holes drilled in them all the way around. I've heard a lot of people using those, and I've heard they've done really well. I've been going to try that in my little. I set up one of these bags, y'all. This is another good idea. If you want a raised garden, get you one of these beds, build your bin, and fill it up with compost and plant you a garden in it. I have one that I've got tomatoes and peppers and okra in. And, you could put your bucket in there and do the same thing. And we have where before, when we were doing it in our backyard, we had those barrels cut in half. So I just started using those to grow my gardens in this year. So, and I use pretty much pure castings as my soil to grow my tomatoes in. So, and they have profusely put out tomatoes. I've got so many tomatoes, they're running out of my ears. Those little cherry ones.
Oh, I love those.
They're really good.
Yeah, just pop them in like candy.
Well, that's what I do all day when I'm walking from because they're right between the 2 warehouses. So when I'm walking back in 2, I'm picking them, and I love them when they're good and hot in the middle part of the day. Just pop it in your mouth and it's warm. Oh, it's just so good.
Exactly. V says your bags will last as long as you don't pierce them. So that's what she said.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping not to. Like I said, I think to start with, we'll probably have to use a pitchfork and a wheelbarrow. So I'm hoping whoever's doing the harvesting, they'll be careful.
Yep. And with my worm bins, they're inside, so I don't have to worry about rain. So that's another benefit, because someone made a comment about they can drown, which they can. But I was just saying, like in general, like inside your house, and
Right.
So,
And they can, but I don't know if y'all have ever seen this, but when we had them in our backyard, I had a windrow right beside an oak tree, and we had a massive downpour. There was probably 3 or 4 inches of water standing in my backyard that came up into that windrow. I found worms that were 6 and 7 feet up on that tree in the bark.
wow.
And I was like, wow, we've got worms in the trees, y'all. But they were trying to get away from all that water.
Wow, that's crazy.
So worms they're very resilient. They're going to find a way to save themselves if they can.
Mm-hmm. So viewers, got to ask, where's everyone from? I know V's in Indiana, but organic enough, where are you located? I'm in Iowa. Mimi's in Georgia. So kind of find out where everybody's from. Yeah, but worms, they are smart creatures, though.
They really are.
So, everyone, like some people want to get started and sell worms, and how I do it, I just refer them to other people, and you sent me that message, so I'll change some things up. But that's cool, though. You gave me some feedback, and things will change up. But I'm like, I'm affiliated with her. I'm going to put her name on there, too, because I'm trying to give business to everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I roll, But, no, I definitely understand what you're talking about. So, yeah, from my following videos, I'll change some stuff up.
Well, AJ, that's a little thing I'll kind of share with the audience too, guys, is AJ's talking about something that I emailed him about the other day. Don't ever be afraid to just ask.
Well,
I mean, all anybody can do is say no.
Mm-hmm.
No does not mean I don't like you. No does not mean they're mean or whatever. But many, many times you're going to get that yes.
Mm-hmm.
And but just don't be afraid to ask for what you want. When I first got started, I had just quit my job in 2020 to do this full time. And I didn't have a lot of business at all at that time. And Steve had sent out a email about looking for a drop shipper for him. And I answered that email, and he told me, that he would give me the East Coast. And I said, no, if I'm going to do it, I want all of it, know. And he just thought that was the greatest thing, because, hey, somebody's speaking what they want. They know what they want. And people really like when they feel like you're a go-getter and that you're going to take care of them. And, especially people that are in business, they need to know that you're not just, even though I wasn't big at that time, he knew there was some potential there because I had the desire to make this thing grow and to make this thing work. And he was my very first client. And God, I don't know how many affiliates we have now, but
that's awesome.
We have a lot of them.
V says you've always helped me a lot. So Sam, yeah.
But you know what? I learned from you too. I learned from you. I learned from Captain Matt.
There's so many people out there.
It's a big world. What I love about the worm world is there is such a big industry out there.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of there's really not a lot of competition if you really want to know the truth about it.
That's right.
But it takes a lot of a space. It takes a lot of space to grow worms to make a lot of money.
Okay.
So, to make some extra money in your backyard or, like we did we started in our laundry room, went to our back porch, so forth and so on. You can make, some extra money. But to really make a living at it, you've got to really you got to start getting space. You got to have some space.
That's right.
And then once you get in space, then you got to have equipment.
That's
I
right.
mean,
Yep.
Don't expect to take any money out of your business. And this is any business for at least the first 5 years. At least the first 5 years. This isn't my first business I've ever had. We used to we had 4 grocery stores at one time that we started from nothing. And we didn't start making any money to really say we made enough just to survive. But we didn't really start seeing the benefits of that until about 7 years in. So you got to love what you're doing to or otherwise you're going to get burnt out. And I see this all the time, AJ, and you probably do too. You'll get somebody and they seem very gung-ho. They're all in and they're just going at it for about 2 years.
Okay.
About the time they get to where, they can start selling some of their stock or whatever, they're done burnt out on it.
Yeah.
They're calling me up, wanting me to go buy their farm.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
Just know going in, it's like any other farm. You're going to be there, many hours a day. And there's going to be times, these are live animals. And there's going to be things that happen, and you might have had a birthday party planned. And it might have been a very important birthday party, like my grandson's first birthday party or my child's first birthday party, and we think, oh, we can't miss that.
Yeah.
But can you miss that, or can you let your worms die?
That's right. I hear you.
So you have sometimes you just have to make those real hard decisions.
That's right.
And I'm not telling you to put a business before your family, but I've always looked at it like I'm not, because I have to feed my family. And it takes money to feed a family. So
right. So question for you from Rancho Ray. Where can I order the shipping bags that you use to ship worms?
Big Lots Bags, I believe is what it's called.
I froze.
Yeah,
my goofy face. All right. Let's see. Says you watch Organic Enough, watches V's videos. I don't know why it's freezing up. I use the no scratch bags from you.
I use those, V, because I got that idea from you. But we kept having trouble with the sides splitting open. And I mean, I love the feel of them. I thought that was going to be the ones for me, but I went to these are cotton, and I can't remember what they made. I know they've got, I think they're cotton bags. But most of them you buy, they have the drawstrings in. Well, we use a sewer. We sew our bags shut because I hate the zip ties. I hate when people ship to me bags with zip ties on them, and then I had to find something to cut that thing. I don't mind cutting the bag open, but I hated cutting them zip ties. And so I bought a sewer that I sewed the bag shut with. And then anyway, I bought these bags, and then we had them, we have our logo and all on them now. So we're really, really liking those bags, but they're not cheap. So if you're looking for bags that are cheap, that's not where you want to go. Now we used the Uline sandbags for years. For the last 4 years, we just started using these bags because I just got to a point where I could even afford to buy bags that have logos on them, because when you start putting logos on something, you're going to spend some money.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's part of building your brand.
Yep. I got to get some shirts. I got to get a shirt from V. I got to get a shirt from Plant Obsessed. I got a few people shirts. I got a Uncle Jim's. I don't have yours yet because you don't have one. But I got a Government Bar Chucking, so I'm trying to connect with all my friends and get their T-shirts and stuff. So I'm looking forward to A
Well,
pink
when we get
baby.
ours, we'll send you one.
Oh, someone just threw a joke in. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Listen, go ahead and knock yourself out. Oh, that's cute.
that is cute. Yeah. So, question like for you. Okay, say I want to sell worms, but I
Mhm.
don't because I got way too much stuff. My plate's full. And like I says, I like to let other people get the profit and stuff. But what should I start out with? Like, just in home, should I start with like just 5,000 worms and just sell my two and go from there? Or how does that actually work?
I started out with a pound of worms in a 10-gallon tote in my laundry room.
Oh, okay.
And then I think we went to I think I did some buckets. And then I did a few other totes. And now I was buying, me as anybody else, I bought from Uncle Jim's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think everybody's probably bought from Uncle Jim's at least once in their life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you not? He's out there on everything,
Yeah.
on the internet. So he's
Yeah.
probably one of the most well advertised. I'm sure I'd hate to know what their advertising bill is.
That's right. I understand that.
But and then we started finding other places, to buy from, because as we went on and we learned, that these were mixed, worms and not all the same kind or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much that I minded it. It's
Mhm.
just that you got to go with what the market wants.
Yep, exactly. No, I hear you. Yeah.
So that's why we moved into the warehouse so that we could get pure stock,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just because there's a market for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if people are just wanting to compost at home, I mean, the blue worms, I mean, I think V could vouch for that. I mean, she's got a bin with all the different worms in them,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't think, unless I missed a video, and I don't think I have, but I
Mhm.
don't think she's had a mass exodus at all. So,
Mhm.
um, but it's all in the conditions. It really doesn't matter what worm you breed. Now, we'll say this about the blues. The thing about people up north, if you're raising them outside, they're probably going to die on you in the wintertime.
Mhm.
But at laying 19 cocoons per week,
Oh,
those cocoons will survive the winter.
that's right.
Come the spring, you're going to have just a mass amount of babies hatch that just replenished everything you lost.
Mhm.
So if you're just composting, they're not a bad worm. They're really a good worm, in my opinion.
V has no blues. She says she's strictly blues are okay. Blues are incredible worms. They really are. But I don't have any. Okay, she doesn't have any at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
The worm I wouldn't be successful with is the African Nightcrawlers.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah,
That's
that's
probably my least favorite.
yeah.
I tried those in the beginning, but
Mhm.
those you can't let get below 50 degrees.
Mhm.
But they survive, really high temperatures.
Mhm.
So each one has its problems, so, and I guess that's kind of why everybody wants to go with the red wigglers, because I guess you have the least amount, or so they
Mhm.
say, the least amount of problems. Although I've had those crawl up on the sides of my bins and all that too. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm. You're
um,
organic enough started with blues. They escape if there's storms, and yep, that is
we
true.
have hurricanes down here, and I have
Yeah.
yet to.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that people haven't experienced that. I'm just saying I haven't experienced that, and we do
Mhm.
have um, a lot of thunderstorms this time of year, all the way up through August, September,
Mhm.
October. So, but I've never had a mass exodus. But
Mhm.
I think a lot of it is your bedding materials and stuff. And I'm not, listen, I'm trying to build my red population. So I'm not trying to, kill myself here on not getting people to buy reds at all. I'm just saying, I think that, wow. See, they were the easiest for me to raise. We had them, here in the backyard. We don't have them in our new facility, but I really never had any problem with them, and they made the greatest compost, or castings. So
Yeah, V's got the Africans. They're pretty worms, though, and they're long. I'm like,
they are. They big worms. They big worms. They really are. But I just didn't really have a lot. Those are, you gotta, my opinion now, other people may not have experienced this, and maybe it's just I had too much going on, but I just felt like they were too needy. They were very needy.
I see that you're partnering with the Urban Worm Bag. That's good that you're branching out with another business as well.
Well, the Urban Worm Bag is
you guys are partnering up, and that's good to see.
Yeah.
You just gave you a plug in a video recently. I just watched the video.
Yeah, I saw it.
Let's see. We're in such a drought here in California. Do you think blue worms would be good here in Cali with the drought?
I think so. I mean, any worm's going to have moisture, so you're going to have to water them regardless. But the heat in Cali, I think they would do fine with. And even the Africans may be good for California, with the heat. So I think you should experiment. I tell people, don't go out and buy a whole bunch of one kind of worm. Buy a small batch and try them and see how they're going and how it's doing for you. And then you'll decide which ones you like the best. And then if you want to make an investment, then make an investment. But I don't think you should jump out and buy a whole bunch to start with of any kind. Because I can just about guarantee that every one of us has lost worms.
Yeah.
I know I have. Yeah. I've lost many worms. So you're going to lose some worms usually.
Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much.
But yeah, I think that you should experiment on anything, and especially when you guys are trying feeds and beddings and stuff like that. One of the best pieces of advice that I could give anybody, and I think it's one of the most important, is to do test runs. Don't stick a whole bunch of worms in a new batch of bedding of something you haven't used before, or something, feed them something different than what you're usually feeding them. Always do a trial run. We get our dairy manure from the same supplier every week. Every week I do a test on it, even though it's coming from the same place. Because you don't know whether they went and got it from another dairy or not.
Yep.
You don't know if maybe something contaminated it, so it's just really, really important I take the little Chef Boyardee microwavable cups. It's got the little red top on it with the little holes in it. Those make the greatest little worm beds to do test runs. We do experiments with those. I think they would make great little containers for if somebody was doing a preschool presentation. You could put 3 or 4 worms in them, let the kids take them home. And, I mean, they're great. Save all of your Chef Boyardee little microwavable cups, y'all. You will use them. You will use them for worm bins.
That's right. Yeah, see that you did. You put probably 10 worms in it or something, basically. In your little.
Well, to start with, the one that we did the last time, we put 2 worms in because we wanted to see which bedding material the worms would do the best in. Not necessarily like cocoons, but just if they would survive. Like we even did plain pine straw. Pine straw is very acidic, which we're in Georgia, and I mean we don't have leaves around here. We have pine straw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have some leaves, but I mean, the majority of what you get around here is pine straw. And so um, I wanted to see how they would do with pine straw. And honestly, they did fine. And
Mm.
that's all that was in there, but you had to keep more moisture on them.
Okay.
We did leaves, we did plain peat moss, we did plain dirt. I think we did peanut hulls, sawdust. I can't remember now. Grass, we did just plain grass.
Mm-hmm. Did the grass heat up? I'm guessing. Did the grass?
No, it was in that little small container.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
wasn't enough to really heat up at all. I can't remember. There was one of them that we lost the worms, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember which one it was now. I'd have to go back and look at it because we really just did it, as an experiment and just to do a YouTube video for people that maybe had those types of material around.
Mm-hmm.
They could maybe see that might be something they could use, where they're from.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll see.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something. For everyone that's still here, I'm gonna give you a chance to win a $10 gift card to shop at Mimi's store. So I'm gonna put a code word up here, and I'm gonna put your name. Put something on here. You type it in, and then I'll random select your name, and I'll give you a $10 gift card to Mimi's Worm Farm. So give me a second. Let me see. Okay.
So organic enough. Why did you sell your blues? Just curious.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me for a second, okay?
Go ahead.
You're fine.
I was just gonna comment to Rick's. Animals may be wormed periodically. Manure may be an issue. We've been doing this about 5 years now, and we haven't had an issue with any wormer. I think, and I don't quote me here. This is my opinion, but the worms that they are treating, like horses, cows, things like that, are not earthworm. They're not trying to kill earthworms. They're trying to kill other parasite type worms. So I don't know for sure, but I have not had any trouble with the manures that I'm getting, and I'm sure they do worm their animals.
Here, I'm just typing
Yours
this down.
escaped when the storms came. I got you. One of the things organic enough, the bedding plays a big role with the blues. They like theirs a little more on the dry side. Not dry, but they don't like it real moist like the Euros and the Reds do.
Okay, I'm typing this in. Gift card is what you got to put in if you want to win a gift card to Mimi's Worm Farm. I will roll in a few minutes to pick a name. So if you have access to the internet, I don't know if I can ship it. No, she doesn't ship overseas like international. It's just got to be in the U.S. So I'm sorry, but put in gift card. I'm going to draw a random name, and I'll give you a $10 gift card to shop at Mimi's Worm Farm. And you can touch base with me through email, and we will go from there. But so why did he sell his blues? Did he tell you why? I missed it.
Yeah, he said because of the storms, they were escaping during the storms.
Okay.
So there might have been some bedding issue there if they were doing that. Like I said, I know they like to be a little bit drier than the other worms for the most part. And again, maybe it's the difference in the storms here and there might be because of our humidity we have versus somebody else's. I mean, there could be any number of things, but we just didn't ever have that. So
Ray asked if you preferred Euros or Reds. For me, I like the reds, the blues, and the Euros all mixed together. That's my best bin.
That's what I was gonna say. I out of those three, I really don't have a preference.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about using all three is they're just munching down on all different levels of
Mm-hmm.
that if you want some fast compost or vermicompost, mix all three.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they won't interbreed, but at some point, the blues may take over, but I haven't really seen that at all. So, um, again, that's things I've heard, but I've not seen. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, Rick says that he gets horse manure from a racetrack for my compost bins where I have red wigglers in.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go and get horse manure, and about this time of year, and you talking about it was hot shoveling horse manure. That was back before we had any equipment, but anything other than a pitchfork and a wheelbarrow and a flatbed trailer. It was something. And he had one stall that right under a bucket, the bucket leaked or something, so it always stayed real moist, and he'd always have some red wigglers in that. We'd always be sure to get that particular stall. Hey, Nana. Okay, Nana says that if she sees compost worms in manure, then she's pretty sure it's safe. Nevertheless, she sits it outside for a few extra months before using. When we get our dairy manure, it's usually pretty fresh, and we put it right on our beds. I know a lot of people compost it on down, but we if it's already composted some, that's fine. If it's not, that's fine. If it's composted a whole long time, that's fine. We just use whatever we can get our hands on to feed these little hungry things that eat so much. Rancho wants to know, will I have pure red wigglers available for sale? Yes, we have. We will. When? I'm not sure, because I have vowed that I'm not going to sell any until we have the warehouse filled. Because if I start selling too early, I will deplete my own stock. So we thought that we would be ready, this past spring, but we just didn't get enough of the stuff cleared out, and get enough of them going in time. So now we're looking at hopefully the fall, but I'm sure you'll see me on a video, a Facebook post, an Instagram post, or something, letting everybody know that we're ready and open. So sorry about that. Oh, hey there.
Yeah, I don't know. It cut me off, so I'm down. I gotta, log back. I gotta log back on, but now, everyone's gone probably off the stream because it kicked us off.
Oh, okay. So it's kicked us off.
Yeah, you still on or?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay.
Oh, Nana's still on too. Hey, Nana.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get back up. So
Okay. Okay.
Let them know I'm talking.
All right, will do. All right, bye. So AJ got kicked off somehow, but he's trying to get logged back in. So maybe he can get back on here in just a few minutes. I thought about doing or getting live stream, but I don't know. It seems a little more complicated than just the YouTube. AJ got kicked off, y'all. So, oh Lord. So, yeah, I guess it's my show now. So if you guys are liking what you're watching, give us a thumbs up. I would like to know how long y'all have been growing worms or vermicomposting, and then also if y'all have any questions, shoot them out here. I love to help people. But yeah, maybe AJ will be back on here shortly. You've never done any of the above. Well, are you wanting to get started? Is that an interest for you? And if so, would it be for composting or fishing or both? I tell you, I've just been utterly amazed at how well your plants do in adding the castings to them. So cry me. How do you say cry me? I started 3 months ago with a pound of red wigglers and 5,000 cocoons. Awesome. AJ said he got booted off. He'll be back soon. Definitely thinking about it. Organic Earth started last year. Awesome. Hey Nana. Yeah, AJ's been naughty. He's had trouble. I wonder if it's live stream or something going on. He's had a little trouble with this stream tonight. I know when we first got started, but he'll get it figured out. He's really good with this thing, so I feel quite sure he'll get it taken care of. Nana, you've really been putting out some videos recently. I enjoy your videos as well. I watch a lot of videos myself just to see what other people are doing. And, you know, the thing about it commercially, now there's a lot of videos out there on home composting and a lot of different ways that people are doing them. And that's wonderful. But there's not that much content on commercial growing. Definitely not anybody who's really out there speaking on it, giving advice or help. And I had no help when I started. There, the videos that were out there they weren't real informative. They were videos, and you know, they kind of showed you around their place or whatever, but they never really told you what you needed to do or how it could help you or how they could help you. And so when we started growing or became, you know, on a commercial level, that was my thing. I wanted to teach other people how to do it commercially and maybe save them some pitfalls, because some of the things that we've learned, it's took us 3 years to figure out what worked best for us. So, you know, if I can save somebody some time, then, you know. Rick says he has 5 compost beds in pallets over cubic meter each. Cool. And Organic likes to experiment. You should do some YouTube videos. That's what I really enjoy, is the experiment ones. I like it when I like to debunk things, like when people tell you that don't give your worms onions and citrus and blah blah blah. I got to go feed them some of that then, just to see what they do. And I have found that most all of that you can give it to them as long as it's in moderation. The thing about citrus is it'll cause your worm bin to become acidic, but you can add some lime in there or diatomaceous earth and to offset that. But I wouldn't go pouring a 5-gallon bucket of oranges in my worm bed. But I might put one orange in my worm bed. Oh, so you have some YouTube videos. You'll have to put your link in there so we can find you. I'll start looking you up. Nana, what's been your latest video? Y'all don't forget, AJ said if you would text or write a gift. Was it gift or gift card? I can't remember now. I think it was gift. He's going to give away a $10 gift card. Gift card. You got to type in gift card. And he's going to be giving away a $10 gift card to Mimi's Worms. He's going to do a drawing of some kind. Indoor and outdoor bins. I donate worms locally. No plans to go commercial, but learn some. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I learn from you as well. Like I said, I get ideas and, you know, inspirations from watching other videos as well. And then I go try it in a bin. And, you know, of course, I always start off with my little Chef Boyardee cup. And then I might move to a mortar tray. And, you know, till eventually I go to a bed with it, you know, and so, you know, the thing is don't be afraid to try something new, but just be careful and don't try something new on your whole herd, because you don't want to kill the whole batch of worms. You can afford to kill 1 or 2 worms if it goes south on you, but, you know, if it really goes south and you just put it in your entire worm bed, then, you know, you just outed yourself a lot of money. So, but okay, well, that's good to know. That is really good to know. And there's that's a good thing, organic, that you need to know which direction you want to take when you decide to go commercially, because raising worms, which is vermiculture, is a completely different setup than vermicomposting, which is, you know, what you're trying to do just to get really good castings. It's very hard to be great at both, so you need to pick one to really focus on and do that really great. If you're really focused on the casting side of things and you want to make some really great castings, but you're not so much worried about trying to produce a bunch of worms, you know, focus on that. You're gonna get some worm population regardless, and then you could just sell, you know, what extra worms that you have. For me, we are more about vermiculture, which is raising the worms. So my biggest focus is on population and repopulating, and I don't focus as much on the castings. But we just had our to me, our castings are a byproduct. So let me just say that. But we just had them tested, and the castings numbers were really, really, really good. So even when you're not really trying, you know, you may do good at the other side. So we just use stuff that's available around here, which is we use the dairy manure, we use peanut hulls, we use gin trash, which is the trash from the cotton mills. It might be little pieces of cotton, the plant, you know, the cotton seed hulls, just whatever's, you know, from that cotton. Let's see what else. Sawdust. We add some worm chow into it, and I think that's mostly it that we're using. Now that we're going, excuse me, y'all, it's been a long day. Now that we're going to these bags, we'll do that. I have started adding some some of the pine shavings from Tractor Supply, but we probably won't continue that because now, and we put compost in there. We have a compost facility here in Valdosta that I just found, and I can buy really, 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 really cheap compost to feed the worms, or to help, and it's bulky materials in there with it. So, because I'm getting some that's not 100% broken down or screamed out, just to have some good aeration in the beds for the worms. So, AJ said he's almost in, y'all. Who all is still on? Who all still here with us? 19 Bishop 56. Guess what? My maiden name was Bishop. I was a bishop. We originated out of England. Might be kin to me. Which I can search all the way back to, I think it was the 1600s that I was able to search back to for my family. It was pretty cool. Who all is still on? Nana, are you still on? Organic Enough, are you still on? Rick, are you still on? I think it was really you three for the most part. Cry more. I do not know how to pronounce that, but it looks pretty darn cool. Okay, so Cry More is still here. I can't say that last part of your handle there. Tools. Okay, there you go. Thank you. I am so Southern, y'all. Oh, awesome. Oh, AJ, you
I'm slowly getting there.
Did it just kick you off again? No.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yep, there you are.
I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's like, let me see. I'm trying to switch over to another camera. Let me see. I think I might be coming up soon. This is just goofy tonight.
Yeah.
So my camera's there, but it just won't let me on. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the random drawing. I apologize, everyone, for stuff not working tonight. It's just weird.
It's fine. We had a few right there till the end. Yeah. One last thing. Organic Enough said, what did I think about keeping worms in a root cellar? I don't see why you couldn't. Do you know? Do you think, AJ, they could?
What's that?
Keep worms in a root cellar.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, I don't know why this is not working. Even the giveaway is not working. Tell them to type in gift card one more time for me, please.
Can y'all type in gift card one more time?
Well, I'm so sorry. Because stuff, like I said, is just goofy tonight.
I done broke your stuff, AJ.
No, you're fine. I don't know. Just have days like that. Yeah, it won't let me out on my other camera. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, that's what happens in life. Things get crazy and technology's garbage when it's not working.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to try the gift card one more time to see if this works. All right, let's roll it. It says no one's eligible. How is no one eligible? There's people in here. It says 5 eligible. Okay, roll it again.
Nana, before you leave, type in gift card.
Yeah, Nana won, but I don't think she can get anything. Can she get an Amazon gift card? Can Nana's Worms get like an Amazon gift card?
Yeah.
Okay. Nana, you won. Your name came up. I don't see it on here, but Yeah, there it is. There it is right there. So I will send you a give me your address and I can email you a Amazon gift card, Nana, instead because you live in Canada. So I can send you a anything from I don't know. How would that work?
Um,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't really know how that would work, really, AJ. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
um,
What I'll do, I guess I'll just touch base with her and send her a gift card or something.
she's in Canada.
Yeah.
We can ship a worm comb to Canada.
All right, let's give her. I'll give her a worm comb. Is that what you tell me how much it is for shipping, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna
Okay.
send. I'll get her address and I'll send her a pink worm comb.
Okay.
So yeah, just tell me how much I owe you, and I'll send you that. Yeah, like I says, I apologize. I cannot get on tonight anymore. So let me see. Let me.
We'll take care of her. You just get her address and I'll.
Yeah.
All right. Well, AJ, I'm gonna hop off of here if
Yeah.
you're ready. I've got to get in here and get dinner going. I haven't even done dinner yet.
No, I thank you for stopping by. It's just like I said, things happen like this. Sorry for any inconveniences, but I will get Nana's address and I'll touch base with you and
All
we'll
right.
get that worm comb.
We'll
So,
do it.
Sam, thank you so much for
You're very welcome, AJ.
yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to Mimi's Worm Farms. Check her channel out. Collab with other people in this feed too, because there's a lot of other people that have worms and knowledge. And if you're already a subscriber to my channel, so I would like to say thank you everyone for stopping by, and everyone have a great evening. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Mimi. Bye, everyone.